Good morning, my guys. Morning. Hope you're all doing well. Today's on Thursday, 9th of July. So, yesterday we had a nice setup. Since it's a new day, we begin by looking at the daily time frame. So, this is a daily time frame. You can see yesterday price broke above here. Let's draw. Broke above here, so it has given us an area of liquidity like this. Looks like this. So it broke above here. We're expecting some pullbacks. Can pull back to this point and continue the bullish move, or pull back to the same area and continue the bullish move. So we just mark and then we identify on lower time frame whatever is inside. If the liquidity is inside the area have not been consumed, then it means we shall pull back to the area. But before that, we need to analyze on all the time frames. We begin from daily to maybe 10 or 5 minutes, so that we can be able to see or identify the possible areas of liquidities and the ones that could hold price. So looking at daily time frame, we are having this area. We had this break here, so it has presented an area of liquidity, and so we shall just mark like this. Where's the low? I think it's here. Let me adjust it so you can be able to see it clearly. Yeah, so this is the area we're marking from the body to the wick. So I'll just clear this for now. The line had marked yesterday, and it has broken one candle. It's a big candle, so I usually call it a momentum candle because it has a very strong momentum. It broke the very strong momentum. So this is daily time frame. So I'll go lower to, we can start maybe with 20 hours as we go down. So looking at 20 hours time frame, we had a break also here, and it has broken with 1, 2, 3 bullish candles. Okay, so I'll still go lower. Yes, we had this. Let me use a line, this marking. We had this week overlap on 20 hours, but price is already at the same zone. So let me go lower, maybe to 18 hours. Yeah, 18 hours is presenting a week overlap here. So I want to mark with the lines. It could be a valid point of interest. That's why I'm marking it. So this is my first point of interest, but I'll change later from the lines to maybe using a rectangle. So that's my first point of interest. I can clear these first drawings. Okay, on 18 hours, looking at 16 hours, it broke with 2 candles, 1 and 2 bullish candles. So you can see the week overlap on 18 hours is hidden when you come to 16 hours. Let's go to 15, 14 as we proceed. Okay, we also have an area here. So instead of using this whole area, I'll just adjust the line to this week overlap. Okay, it's also it could be a valid one if price is gonna pull back to the area. So that's another point of interest. Yeah, let me adjust it to the week. I don't know if it's at the exact point. Maybe let's adjust. yeah, like that. So this is on 15 hours. We go to 14, then 12. Yeah, this is for 15 or 14. It's giving us the week at this low. So I just adjust it, and it's hidden on the upper part is hidden. So, but we are not deleting it. Let's go to 12 hours. Also hidden, 12 hours is hidden. So, but it's giving us a week at this point. So I just adjust it. We go to 10 hours. I don't want to check on all time frames. That's why I'm skipping some time frames. So you also have these as a valid area. So it's an area that could be valid. That's why I'm marking it. Let's check on maybe 9 hours, then 8. Yeah, 9 hours is presenting a week overlap at this point. So it's almost the same as the one on 18 hours. I've just shown you on 18 hours. See the same area. Let's check on 8 hours. Hidden. We go to 7 hours. Hidden, but the lower one is still there. So you can, since on this is 7 hours, it has adjusted the week to this point, and then the high should be at this point. So that's a new area. Let's go to 6 hours. 6 hours is also presenting this week overlap, the first week overlap. Okay. The low is coming to this point, so you just be playing with it until you find the right area. You know, before knowing the valid areas, you need to check how the market structure is, or how it looks like on higher time frames as you go lower. So since from higher time frames we've been having these two areas as our possible areas of interest, point of interest, I still be marking them until we go to the lowest time frame, that maybe 5 or 10, 3, whatever. Yeah, so right now we still have two possible areas. So if we have something inside it, we shall wait for price to retrace inside it and then give us a bullish entry model, of which for my case I call it an ATM confirmation. So we've checked on 6 hours. Let's go to 5 hours. We see it's also hiding. 5 hours is also hiding the first structure there, the first week overlap. But on 5 hours, the lower one, you can see it's an area. So we shall stick to it and go lower to 4 hours. Also hiding the upper part, but the lower one is still there. So you can see on this low part we have a denominator there. It's not a denominator. We have a structure, an area, but just above it there's a weak overlap here. I hope you are all able to see it. Let me push this to the left. Oh, is it not moving? I want it to be like at this point. It's not moving, but we have an immediate weak overlap, this one. So if it has a structure lower time frame, maybe that's the area that can hold price if it's going to pull back to the same area. So you see right now price is pulling or pushing up, but it has reacted to the first call up here. So let's go to, this is 4, let's go to 3 hours. We see if it has a structure. Still, if you are able to see, we still have a weak call up here. So yes, on other time frames it's hidden, but the area is still valid because I'm pretty sure it has a structure on lower time frame. Yeah, and I told you on a previous video, whenever I see an area like this, maybe a break and then price presents me an area, if while price is pulling back, let me use this other one. When price is pulling back, if it's gonna present areas and then takes out the liquidities before reaching this area, then it would be, or it is a nice indicator that price can, if it reacts inside here and gives me a bullish confirmation, then it's gonna take out the high. And so far I'm seeing it's the exact thing that is forming right now, because yes, it presented a structure here, this blue candle inside, between the two black candles. So if it's gonna react to this point first or even take it out before reaching the lower part, this zone here, the one I've marked low, at this low, if it's gonna maybe, let me show you, since it left this part and reacted to the first week overlap, I think it's on different time frames, but on lower time frame it could be a structure. So you can see it left this part first and then pushed this low. So as it's pushing higher, if I'm gonna get a bearish confirmation, then that means it's gonna take out this low and maybe react to this area, and then upon reacting to this area, if it gives us a bullish confirmation, then it would mean the next time the high will be taken out, because it will have already taken out the opposing liquidities, these ones. So it just have a smooth run to the upside. So let's see what it's gonna do. You know, you can't predict the market. That's the funny thing. You just do your analysis, mark your points or your key levels, and then you wait for it to do exactly what you anticipate. So if it doesn't do that, you just leave it. So let's see. This is 3 hours. Let's check on 2 hours. Yeah, you can see it reacted here first and then left this lower week overlap. So if later price is going to give us some bearish moves, then it can even take out this high first, so that it could drop later, or take out the high, pull back to this area, continue the bias, and then later drop to this point, or just continue the bullish move. So since we can't force anything, we just wait, and then from there we'll be able to see or to know the best thing to do. You can see now it created this point. Let me show you. Created this low, then it has taken it out with some weeks. It hasn't closed the body, but I believe there are liquidities inside here. So if they are going to hold it and push it lower, if it does this, since we have something like a demeter here, if it does this, by reacting to this area, if it gives us a structure and then leaves it and takes out this structure first to be an opposing liquidity and then pulls back to the structure, then that will mean we shall take cells, or we shall have cells that could take this low out. And then if it dips lower to this area, then we shall just wait for a confirmation, a bullish one though. Yeah, so let's see. You see, it has taken out the highs. I've just said it can do any of whatever I've explained. So it can even pull back to this area later. So if it pulls back to this area and gives us a bullish confirmation, I can wait for it on 1 hour. We can have continuation buys, but if it takes this whole area out, this low out, and pulls lower, then this will be my valid area of interest. So let me just wait. Oh, it's 9:23. Maybe there's news for Gbpjpy, because usually, I haven't checked, but usually have pound news mostly at 9 a.m. So that's the market structure on 1 hour. Let's check on 45 minutes. Yeah, you can see right here it has also, let's adjust this. It has presented another structure that originates from the demeter. So if price reacts inside here and gives us a bullish confirmation, we could continue the buys. But if it's gonna push lower to this area, then I'll just expect some confirmation and continue with the buys. Yeah, you can see it was an area and a pullback inside it, but price did not reach the exact zone while it was coming back, missed it, and then let me show you. It had this area, but as it was pulling back, it has not reacted to the area, just tapped the upper part of which it's a weak overlap, as we can see on 40 minutes time frame, and then it has pushed higher and taken out this high. Let me show you. It has taken out this high. This. Okay. So if it drops lower than this point, let me mark lower than this low, then we shall expect it to react to the area, and maybe the entry could come from this weak overlap. I will check on lower time frame, and then let's go to maybe 35 minutes. Today I came to the charts a bit late because I was working on some few things before I open the chart. So I usually start analyzing at 8 a.m. but today I came late, so I just opened the charts at 9, which is not bad. The best thing is showing up every day. So you can see it bought after pulling back to the wick overlap above this area. So it's giving us something like this. I hope you will get it. We had a structure here, since it went high and then pushed low, then pulled back to the structure, left something, okay, and then created a structure. I believe there's a structure here on lower time frame, pushed higher, then later it's been consuming itself and then dropped to this area, presented a structure, pulled back to it, and it has presented another structure, and right now price is at this point. So we can adjust it to the left side. Left side, and maybe change to black. So since already, let me mark, price has not touched this area, but it has consumed the liquidities above here. As it will be reversing or pulling back, I would expect, if this area is gonna hold, I would expect the same, almost the same pattern inside here. A reaction, maybe like this, then a reaction inside it, confirmation, does this, maybe misses the confirmation, then pulls higher, then later I take a buy from here. If it doesn't give me something like this, I'm not taking that setup. But it's not a must that price will do or will come back to the point, to our area of interest. I'll say the best thing is identifying your key levels, then you wait for price to do exactly what you're waiting for. If it does, that's when you take a buy or a sell. If it doesn't, you just leave it, because there are a lot of opportunities each week. You don't need to rush or force entries that are immature or they are not as per what your model or your system or your age is saying. So patience is key here, very, very key. Yeah, you can see here price has not come back to this area. So this is 1.5, 17, not 1.5, and then if it's gonna take out the high, let's see how the reward will be. Maybe at this point 47, so almost 3, almost 1:3 risk to reward ratio. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, let's check on 20 minutes. Twirling. Yeah, it has a structure, and it's the one that has held this price. It had a hidden structure and it held price. So if maybe I would have opened the charts early enough, I would just have waited for a reaction inside it, and then yeah, it's here. Let me show you with this part. I would have waited for a reaction inside it, like the one it has done here, and then I move to the upside and then I pull back and I take the buy. The exact thing it has done, though I believe it's clear on lower time frame. Yeah, like this, it's clear. Price can even push back and react to this area if it has enough liquidities, that is It doesn't have to hold at this area, depending on the liquidities inside it. So let's move this since the area has been violated. But you can clearly see we had a reaction inside here, and then it pushed higher and then pulled back. Right now it's moving. So that's the same thing I waited for yesterday, and most of the time it's the same thing I do, or the exact thing I do. So let's see, maybe if it's gonna come back later, well and good. If it doesn't, we should just see whatever it does and then react from there. That's 10 minutes. Maybe let's check on 8. 8. You had the structure, and then so here this weak overlap, a pull back to the weak overlap, and then a structure. Price came inside it, left a weak overlap, and came tapped inside it. So it's a clean one. Wow. So maybe as it pushes lower, we can come to this area here, because you see there's a structure here. I pulled back and took it, but it hasn't touched or reacted to this point. So let's check on 5. What do you have there? Yeah, we have a small diminutor, this one here. So price can pull back, take out the first area of the first zone, and comes to this structure. So maybe let me just mark the line. Yeah, so I think that's clear now. Should I go to lower time frames, lower than 5? I think there's no need. Let's see. Yeah, it also has a structure, and the structure is untapped, so it could give us a nice entry if price will come back to the zone. Okay, and that's maybe during London session or New York, or even tomorrow or next week. It's a matter of patience. Dude, let me check on my left side whatever happened. Yeah, on my left side you can see we had a reaction here. There's a wick here, then it presented this structure. Left liquidities took them, and then the last time I think price came to this area. Let's just mark it and then I'll delete later. I think it came to that area, and then down here we also had a reaction to this structure, this small structure. I'm looking at the origin of those point of interest I've just marked. So we had a reaction inside a structure, and then price left, came inside it, presented a confirmation, pulled back to this. So there's no pullback to this confirmation, this one, and maybe down here. So if it's going to, let me cut it here. If it's going to come to this, the lower area, it can take the liquidities inside here. So let's check on 1 minute if it has something. 1 minute, we had an area, a pullback inside it, and then liquidities left, took this one and pushed higher. So maybe if it pulls lower, it can come to this point, or just come to this area or this one. I've said the best thing is marking your point of interest, and then you wait for confirmation inside it. Yeah, so let's replay and wait for whatever price is going to. So I'll have to clear, remove some. What I'll do, let me just mark the rectangle first, and then remove these lines. This one I'll remove the lines and use a rectangle still. Like this. Here we have multiple rectangles. So I wanna delete some. Also delete this one. So maybe price could come to this. Let's just remove the again this one and adjust the rectangle to this point. I don't know if it looks clear like that. What do you think? Yeah, let's wait for pullbacks to the same areas and confirmations. That's the only thing we can do. And then from there we shall know what price will do. Let me check on 45. So nice, so nice, so nice. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a pullback during London session or New York today, but I don't know which area is gonna hold. Wait, I need to mark this as my point of interest. Or is it not loading? Gbpjpy. Also this one is my point of interest. Yeah, like that. And we wait. So if it does come back to the area, I'll update you guys. If it doesn't, I'll still update you. because I need to and I have to. Yeah. So let me now channel my pings, how everything has been, and if we get a setup, well and good. If we don't get, we shall wait until next week. Yeah, there's no need to rush things. Okay, good day. Guys, remember I've said, if Praise is gonna react to this first area before, see the area looks like this. It's like this. Praise has broken above here and created this area. So this was my first point of interest. So I said if Praise is going to react inside here, but react with the before reacting, if it's going to give us an area before reacting to this, then we might have some pullbacks either to the area or above it, and then we take the area out. So I'm seeing on this is 2 hours, sorry, 1 hour. Let me check on 2 hours. If you have a structure, if you have the same structure with this one, I don't know, the internet is not loading, so 2 hours still has a doesn't have a structure. So looking at 1 hour, we see we have, it has created some blue candles. So if it's gonna close below here, below this structure, before pulling back, maybe we're gonna have something like this, drop the way it has done, then pulls back to either here or there's some structure up here. So if it does pull back to this area, I'll take this area as my point of interest. So from here, if I get another bearish confirmation, then I'll be selling from here to either this area or take out this first low. So let's wait to see whatever forms. So looking at let me just adjust to that point. Looking at its lower time frame, maybe let's go to 10 and then invert the chart so that I can be able to see how it looks on the inverted view, the bullish one. Why is the internet so slow? It's not loading. So I was saying, sorry, I lost internet for some minutes. I was saying, I'm expecting, if this area is going to push price back to this area, maybe we can have some sales from this point. And if it tracks and gives me this structure, then this structure I've just drawn here, this one, I might take sales to take out this, either this low or to come to this area. Also, it can even, since it's already reacted to this point here, it can move like this. Let me draw. You can maybe pull back and take it out first so that you can come back to this area or do like this. Either of those, either of the anticipations I'm having, if it does react to this area and then gives me a bearish confirmation, then I'll consider taking a sell. Because looking at whatever price has done here, it has created some liquidities, and then now it's reacting to liquidities. But as it was leaving this area, it seems like something has been left down here. So maybe it can pull back here later, or even now. Let me check on 15 and 10 minutes to see if there's a structure inside here. There's that untapped order block, okay, and also another structure here that is quite open and it's untapped here. So it can pull back to either this one or to this order block and continue pushing to come to this area. So when it reaches this area, that's when entries could come from. Okay, so let me just wait to see. Let me see on 10 minutes if we have something. The area is clean. You see there's a reaction. It reacted to this weak overlap. I think it's a structure on lower time frame. Still a weak overlap here. Let's go to 6 minutes, 5 and 3. Still a weak overlap on 5 and 6. Let me check on 5 minutes. I'm talking about this small area here, this zone. That's the one I'm talking about. Let me check on 5. Still a weak overlap. Okay, so there's something here that is untapped. Price could push to that point later, but you can see after reacting to this zone, this one here, the one I've just marked, this one, maybe you can change the color to, yeah, this one. After reacting to this zone, it has created some liquidities and left them untapped. So it could even do this pull back and take it out first and then later come to continue the move, or just pull back and move to take out this, should I call the high for now, because I've inverted the chart. Take it out, then continue the move, or break it first and then comes back to the zone. Any of the examples I've mentioned can happen. So yeah, you can see here it was a structure like this, a structure and then a reaction inside it. So I'm expecting if you're going to have a pullback, then a setup or a entry should come from this point. Yeah, and then maybe take out the first wick that will be left up here. So let me just clear this. Don't mind about I know I'm talking about a lot of things. I'm trying to analyze it on lower time frames so that I can see. Let's check on 2 minutes. So let's check on 2 minutes. 2 minutes is also had a structure. Oh, so 2 minutes we had as order block, pullback, and then another pullback, another pullback, another pullback. Hey, a lot of things here. So since this area was tapped, it was first tapped and then presented a confirmation and pulled back but didn't reach this zone, we can have some entries could come from this area. Let me check on 1 minute. I know I am doing this. Let's check on 1 minute. Yeah, still the same point. Clear these. So here we had a confirmation, took it, it came to this point, came, reacted to it. So for us to take a nice setup from this point, we shall wait a reaction. We shall wait for a reaction inside it, and then a confirmation maybe on 5 minutes or 10 to see if it's gonna be a valid one. But it could take out, it can even take out this low and react here or here, so that it can continue the move. So this is also a possible area to take the, let me invert the chart back to here like this. So what I'm saying, price can do this. Since already it has closed below here with on 1 hour time frame. Why is it taking time to load? Since it has closed below this point here on 1 hour time frame, we can have this a pullback. Hope you are getting me. A pullback to take out this entry, and then take out maybe the low, and then it can even drop to this point first and then pulls back, or it can do this, pull back to drop further to this zone and then pulls back later. If it will have left a bullish confirmation, then it can pull back to this area and then drops later for it to continue the bullish move. So I'm just waiting to see whatever happens. But one thing I'm sure of is that you're going to have, let me adjust this to this side, you're going to have some sales from, let me also adjust this one. One thing I'm sure about is sales are going to come from this area, even if they're gonna be short term, but going to have sales from this area. Yeah, so let's just wait to we see whatever price does. And remember, I said if it reacts to this area, we still wait for a bullish confirmation for us to continue the move. So no rushing, patience. Yeah, so let me just keep waiting. I'm gonna set an alert here. Let me set an alert at this zone, so that when price reaches there, I can get notified and know what to do. Yeah, so I have an alert here, and I'm gonna set another one here, so when price reaches the point, I'll be notified. Yeah, that's it. Let's end the video for now. Yeah, morning guys. So it's on Friday 10th July. Yeah, I know I said I don't usually analyze the market or check the charts on Friday, but today, since yesterday price reacted as I anticipated, we let me show you. In the morning we had this setup, and you can see our TP was at this high, the first one, and price just reacted to it to the same level, and then later dropped. Reacted at this point, you can see, yeah, the same point, and later it dropped. But before price pulling back to this area, let me just show you. before price pulling back to this area, let's use a different color, maybe blue. I had said on the same video that whenever you have an area like this, and then price leaves it, and then also leaves another area here, and it leaves it, creates an area, leaves it unconsumed, then pulls back fast to this area. Whenever it pushes back to the area, most likely it usually says to take out the area. But if we're leaving let me use this one. Well, if we're leaving this point here, it creates another strong liquidities and leaves it unconsumed. Whenever it pushes to this area, that's when we have a pullback, and then later it continues the bullish move. So it's the exact thing that happened yesterday, and I was anticipating that sell, but my profit was just small because I knew it was gonna take out this first low here, this point here, this one, and it took it out. So I explained on the video and said I was sure price was going to sell from this point, and it did so. Though it came later, it came almost at midnight, then sold off. And then the morning buy, this is the one I'm talking about. The buy I analyzed in the morning, it's right here. My TP was at this high here, and it hit, then later sold off. So since our initial point of interest, I know I've changed this color, but I had used was it this one? No, that's a bit darker. Maybe I'd used this color to mark my point of interest. So this is what I'm talking about. We can see this on 1 hour, we have this point here, but previously I had marked it as my point of interest. So if even we check on higher time frames, so let's check on 8 hours, we had a demeter at that point, and our price really struggled, later pushed to the area. So if it's going to give me a confirmation from this point on 1 hour, a clear one, not just any confirmation, a clear confirmation, then that would mean we are going to, let me draw. If from here it's going to leave a confirmation on 1 hour and then pushes fast to take out the opposing liquidities, then later a pullback will give us a continuation buy. But if it doesn't do that, we are not taking any trade. Yeah, it's the same zone. You can see it was it's originating from this week overlap. The overlap starts from here, this low, to this high, those weeks. So the area is on the same zone, so I just marked it, and now we are anticipating bullish ATM confirmation. So let's see, it can even push to this low here because it's the whole area. It can even dip to this point here, go deep to this point, but whatever it does, we just anticipate, and if it's gonna give us, we shall take the buy. I'll anticipate something that looks like this one. You can see the other time it reacted to this point and then pushed higher, left a structure, and then took out the opposing liquidities, then pulled back and continued the move. So that's the exact thing I'm waiting for. So let's see how it's going to play out. Let me just clear all these. Yeah, so that's it. Also in the morning I was anticipating if this area could hold. I was expecting a pullback and then an ATM confirmation. It didn't give any, just violated the low with the momentum candles, you can see, and pushed to my initial point of interest. So that was nice. You can see it created something that looks like this. An area, left it, presented this as a inducement, went higher and then left an area and consumed, took out the opposing liquidities, came for the liquidities. So that means the bearish liquidities were stronger. That's why they pushed it to this point. So from here I'm expecting the same thing, maybe a structure like this, and then leaves us liquidities, pushes higher, maybe misses the first time, the area pushes higher to take out either these liquidities or the liquidities above here or even here, and then when it pulls back to the area, that's when I'll consider taking a buy. So let me just adjust this one. So if it doesn't give me something that looks like this, the one I've just drawn here, I won't take any trade. It has to be like this. If it doesn't, I just leave it. So that's it. Let me see. If it presents the structure today, well and good. If it doesn't, then that means maybe it will present it on Monday or just next week. So we're not rushing anything, just chill and wait for it. So that's it for the week. We had 3 or 4 entries. We had these, not entries, 4 setups. We had this one on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or Monday? I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I remember very well. We had this on Tuesday, got stopped. Then on Wednesday, we got this. Price moved really well. On Thursday, we got this and this. Though you can see the sell it had a very small target, but it really played out well. So let me adjust this to the right as well, make you see it clearly. Yeah, you can see price just pulled back and took the setup and hit it together at this point. So it's been a nice week. Let's wait for, if it's going to present that pattern today, well and good. If it doesn't, then I'll wait until next week. But I don't think it will take a lot of time to present it, but the best thing is just waiting. Okay, so for now, let me end the video. Meet you or see you when you see me. I know though I'm not seeing you, but I just assume like we are seeing each other. So see you when you see. Yeah guys, look, price has already reacted to our point of interest. It was this hold zone, but it pushed lower to the, let me mark here, it pushed to this low here. So I adjusted this rectangle to the lowest part here, and right now after reacting to the structure, it's pushing to the upside. So if it's going to consume the opposing liquidities first, then pull back, I'm expecting to take a buy from this line, this black line. I just drew it from, I think it's on the 10 of 15 minutes. Sorry, I need to delete this. So I'll be taking buys if sorry, why is it not moving? If it's going to come back like this, I'll take buys from here, this black line, because it will have already created a way by taking out the opposing liquidities. So let me show you what I mean by opposing liquidities. If this is a structure that is blocking the way, so price needs to violate it or do away with whatever is inside it like this, and then pulls back to gain more energy. Let me just use simple terms to explain. To gain more energy or power, they can push it to the upside. So if it's going to push fast to this side, even if it will react to at this level, this top, if it does that and pulls back, I'll just still take a buy, because let me check on 10 hours. That's what I was anticipating, and I need to see it on maybe 1 hour. So we can drag this to our right side and see. So right now it's going this way, pushing up. So we just need a pullback and we continue the buy, just as simple as that. So that's 10 hours. Let's go to 8. We see whatever structure being presented there. You can see we had a reaction here, pressed left this order block, came to it late, and then left this demitter here. So it has reacted to the demitter. We need to, since it has reacted inside the demitter, we need a confirmation and a pullback for us to take the buy, and that's the exact thing I'm waiting for. Let's go to 6 hours. We see the structures there. Yeah, still living. So if 6 hours, I think it will close at 18. That's 6 p.m. If it's gonna close above here like this, when it pulls back, it will be a valid buy. That is still the same thing I explained up here, but right now this was a bearish one. Right now we are dealing with the bullish one. So I just need to see the same thing like this, and then a pullback, and I continue the move. So let's go to 5 hours. We see hasn't presented anything yet, but we're expecting a body closure above here, this candle above there, that candle. So the nearest liquidity I've seen is at this level here. So let's wait to see. We see whatever we shall get from there. 4 still showing the same thing. So we go to 3, hasn't closed above here yet. That's what I'm waiting for, by the way. If it closes above here, right now it's 1346, maybe by 4 or 3 or even 5 or 6, the moment it closes above here with a body, I will anticipate a pullback, and the pullback, the area I'm targeting to buy from is this black line. So if the pullback will push price to this area, then to that black line, then that's where I'll take my buys from. And then let's check on 2 hours. Still hasn't closed above there, but we're having opposing liquidities at this area. So if it's going to maybe do this push without a pullback first, just push like this and then reacts here. The moment it pulls back, that's where we're saying how buyers will come from. So I think I've explained enough, but we can still check on 1 hour. Let's see, 1 hour is almost closing above there, above this point. So if it closes there, we shall just wait for the pullback, and then the moment it breaks above here and close above here the body, it will be enough confirmation for me that I need to buy. So I want to take a buy from here, this line, and then place my stop loss slightly below this low, maybe here. Let me just drag it to that point, and then my TP, my last TP should be at this point, but I'll use multiple TPs, at least one TP, 1, 2 and 3. So I can place my first TP at this point, this high here, and then second one even here, and then the last TP should be at this point. But I trust it's going to take out this high and maybe continue the bias. So let's see if it closes above here. Right now it's 13.49. So if it closes here by 2, then maybe it can push here and pull back during New York Open or the New York session time, and then we continue the bullish move. Let's check on 45, then 40, almost close. You can see it's leaving this area untouched or untapped. This order block levy market with I'm talking about this. It's leaving this order block untapped. So if it breaks above here without retracing to the area, to the order block, that will mean it's a valid area for us to take the buys from. So let's see, this is 45. Let's check on 40. Almost closing there. All right, so I'll still wait. 35. Yeah, that's the exact point I marked as my entry point. This week overlap. I know price might drop to that point and then to that week overlap here, because it has a structure on lower time frame. So this is the OB. Let me just still mark it again. Name it or mark it. Yeah, so like that. And then it can pull back today, or if it doesn't, maybe next week. So the moment it breaks above here, I'll just set my limit order and go away. I'll come back later to see what price will have done. Okay, so I don't need to check on all time frames. It's now clear. Yeah, like that. So this is the point. I'm assuming since price is pushing up, my first the first area, if it breaks above here, I'm assuming this area will act as an inducement, so it can push back to the area first and then pushes high, and then later comes to this week overlap, which is at the Demeter's zone, or the week overlap zone, and then we continue in the bullish mode. So that's it. Let's wait for the result then. Yeah, so if it breaks there, just know I'll take the move. I'm just waiting for it to break above here, and then I set a limit order. Or let me just wait for the video to, or not the video, let me wait, since it's 8 minutes before 2 p.m. like 8 minutes to 2 p.m. Let's just wait for the 8 minutes. If this 1 hour candle closes above there, which you can see it's almost closing above here, if it closes above the area, then we set our limit order, get out of the charts, go do other things. Okay, because I don't want to stay on the charts for long. I really need to take a walk today because it's on Friday. Yeah, I've been indoors since Monday. Today I need to take a walk outside and touch some grass and do other things. And then tomorrow, maybe the best thing I can do is just journal and then also take a walk. Yeah, maybe visit my friends. And then on Sunday I usually do back testing and journaling. So I'll really capitalize on that time, and then Monday we come back again on the charts. Okay, yeah, so let's see how it plays out. This is how sometimes trading is boring, because waiting for these things is not easy. It's not easy. The fact that I usually wait for confirmations on 1 hour mostly, for an hour candle to close, it really takes time. So you wait and wait. Sometimes you get tired. You feel like rushing things. When you rush, you end up making mistakes, and it doesn't work like that. So I just need to be patient. But at least it's showing me the signs that it's almost getting to my zone. So let me wait for it for these 5 minutes. It's 13:55. Let me take some water. Yeah. That's not enough. Wow, 3 minutes to go. Just close above there so I can set my limit and go away. I want to go outside. Today the weather looks nice. Yeah, it's been sunny today, so I think that's a nice one for me to take a walk. I'll come back at maybe if I go at 3 or 4, I'll come back at 6 or 7, because I don't need to wait for these things. I just need for confirmation, to wait for confirmation. So when price reaches my entry, or if it when it gives me the right confirmation, I set my orders and move away. Two minutes ago, I trust it's going to close above there, because I see it's moving down. Really momentum, huge momentum. Our setup is valid. So New York session might give pullback. It's now fine. Let me just set an order, because 1 minute to go. A pullback, and we go hard. We go hard. Anyway, that's it, guys, because there's no waiting. I'm not waiting anymore. It's already confirmed. So let's just remove this line and draw another one here, a small one. Like that. And then we set an order, a buy limit order. Yeah, so let me set it on my phone. Yeah, already confirmed. So we shall come for the results. Have a beautiful weekend.